January, on the anniversary of my daughter's death, I sent $40,000 to her husband. Same amount. Same bank. Same memo line for Lily. I told myself consistency was love with a backbone. Told myself money was a way to stay useful without reopening rooms I'd sealed off. He always thanked me. Brief emails. Respectful. Never asked for more. Lily, my granddaughter, existed mostly as updates filtered through him, report cards scanned and forwarded, photos taken at a distant soccer fields, birthday cakes already half eaten. I studied those images the way people study weather, looking for obvious storms and missing the slow pressure changes. Children adapt. That's what I believed. Adults do too. The sleeve grab happened in a hallway at her school. Was there because her teacher had suggested a family presents day. I almost didn't go. Presents had never been my strong suit. She waited until her father was talking to someone from the office. Then she stepped close, not dramatic, not shaking. She didn't look up at me when she spoke. "Grandpa," she said, fingers tightening on my jacket. "Don't send Dad any more money. Just follow him. You'll see. No tease, no story. Just instruction." I laughed softly, an instinct I hated even as it happened. Told her kids sometimes imagine things when they're worried. She nodded, as if that explanation was acceptable. Then she let go of my sleeve and went back to her classroom without another word. That should have unsettled me more than it did. For days I constructed reasons not to listen. Children misunderstand adult lives. Grief turns suspicion into a reflex, and following someone felt like betrayal. I had raised my daughter to trust. Surely I owed her husband the same courtesy. Still, the money transfer reminder popped up on my calendar like it always did. This time I didn't authorize it immediately. Told myself I was being careful. What I was really doing was stalling. The first time I followed him, nothing happened. He drove Lily to school, dropped her off, waved. Then he didn't go to work. He parked outside a gym and stayed in the car for 20 minutes, scrolling his phone. He drove across town and disappeared into an apartment complex I didn't recognize. I sat in my car and felt ridiculous. This was the danger of imagination. This was what paranoia looked like when dressed up as concern. So I went again. Different day, same result. School drop-off. No workplace. Long stretches of absence. The apartment complex appeared twice more. Once, saw him leave with a woman I'd never met. They laughed easily the way people do when they don't expect to be observed. Nothing illegal. Nothing dramatic. Just time and money not lining up the way I had assumed. I went home and opened old folders. Tuition invoices. Camp registrations. Receipts he had forwarded me without comment. They were real. They were also selective. Gaps appeared once I stopped skimming. I realized then that I had never asked how Lily spent her afternoons. Had paid to believe she was cared for. The external consequence arrived without me initiating it. One afternoon, Lily wasn't picked up from school. It happens. The administrator told me later. Phones die. Meetings run late, but when no one answered after an hour, procedures engaged. Calm voices. Forms. A call placed to me because my name was second on the emergency list. I arrived to find Lily sitting on a bench, backpack still on, swinging gently as if she'd planned to wait all evening. She didn't cry when she saw me. She just said, "Hi," and stood up. Child services arrived before her father did. That moment was unmistakable, not dramatic, but absolute. Authority doesn't raise its voice when it knows it doesn't need to. Timelines were asked for, explanations offered, discrepancies noted without commentary. The woman with the clipboard didn't look at me with accusation or sympathy. She looked at Lily, Her father arrived flustered, angry in the way people get when their systems fail publicly. His story shifted twice in 3 minutes. No one argued with him. They wrote things down. I didn't confront him. I didn't need to. The structure I'd avoided stepped in cleanly, impersonally. Control moved without spectacle. In the weeks that followed, money stopped being a private arrangement. Supervised trust replaced the annual transfer. Guardianship didn't change overnight, but oversight appeared like scaffolding, temporary, necessary, unignorable. Schedules were documented, absences explained. He called me once, voice tight, why I hadn't come to him first. I told him I had, for 7 years, with checks. After that, we spoke only through professionals. Lily started staying with me 2 nights a week. At first, she treated my house like a hotel, quiet, careful, leaving no trace. Push conversation. I cooked. I learned which cereal she liked, discovered she did her homework at the kitchen table because no one interrupted her there. One evening, as I was washing dishes, she stood beside me and said, "You followed him, right?" "Yes," I said. She nodded, satisfied, no triumph, no relief. Just confirmation that words could still change things. I understood then that trust hadn't shattered in a single moment, had eroded under my insistence on distance, my belief that provision was the same as care. The money had been real, the love behind it had been incomplete. There was no victory to celebrate, only a quieter responsibility that couldn't be outsourced again. Every January now, the calendar reminder still appears. Don't delete it. I let it sit there for a day before marking it complete, an artifact of who I was when I thought grief could be managed and trust could survive without attention.